Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Barberton High School for tonight's Division III regional semifinal between the Kirtland Hornets and the Independence Blue Devils here on CVC TV, brought to you by Ohio Center for Orofacial and Implant Surgery. I'm Tyler Stouty along with Haley Adams here on color. This should be an interesting night as we start our path towards the state tournament here in a couple weeks. Haley, quite a matchup between two accomplished teams so far this year.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think too, if you're Kirtland, you have to stay positive coming into this matchup. As we talked about it before, this is a very familiar area for Independence, a little bit of a newer area for Kirtland, but again, this should be a huge matchup for the two teams.
And these two teams, despite playing in the same conference, they have not played since at least 2008, so a new look for both teams is, and that's what happens in the playoffs is you could face anybody and everybody. And one of these CVC schools is going to be heading to the regional final on Saturday. This winner of this game will play the winner of Smithville and Crestview. That'll be 2 o'clock on Saturday right here at Barberton. But we are a few moments from introductions here at Barberton. We'll let you listen in with the introductions and national anthem, and we'll come back with the Division III regional semifinal here on CBC TV.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the girls' floor here at Barberton High School. Tonight's regional semifinal game in Division III between Independence High School and Kirtland High School. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we live in a great country with freedoms like no other. In order to honor America and respect all those who serve our country, defend our freedoms, you are invited to stand and sing our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. The Commissioner of the Board of Control of the Ohio High School Athletic Association extended each of you a cordial welcome to this volleyball tournament match in Division III between Independence High School and Kirtland High School. The athletes playing here today are friendly rivals as members of opposing teams. The officials assigned to this match have been selected by the volleyball coaches in Ohio for a system approved by the Board of Control. The officials for this match are R1, Lisa Fauser, R2, Dan Fauser, line judge Evan Hoffacker, and line judge Sharon Hakati. The athletes, coaches, and officials are guests of the Ohio High School Athletic Association. You are requested to treat them with respect in keeping with the ideals of good sportsmanship. Now let's meet the coaches who led their teams to this match today. Today, the Blue Devils of Independence High School entered today's contest led by head coach Anthony Messina, assistant Gina Taylor, and Martin. The Hornets of Kirtland High School led by head coach Arlena Newcomer and assistant Olivia Spolensky. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to introduce the starting lineups. For the Blue Devils, junior number 2, Callie Prokopias. Junior number 5, Sammy Barker. Senior number 16, Grace Smotek. Senior number 26, Madison Stepanek. And junior number 24, Libro Macy McNamara. And now the starting lineups for the Kirtland Rebels. Sophomore number 1, number 0, Tessa Gordon. Junior number 19, Stella DeJohn. Freshman number 24, Georgia DeJohn. Sophomore number 25, Natalie Lowe. Sophomore number 2, Marissa Carmesino. Freshman number 99, Katie Reynolds. And Libra, sophomore number 17, Ada Dolan.
And as we get set for action, we'll take a quick look at the tail of the tape. Between these two teams, Independence coming in 22-3 overall, Kirtland 17-6. Independence, 986 kills, 112 blocks, 844 digs, 241 aces, and 899 assists. Kirtland, they have 808 kills, 66 blocks. They actually lead with 1,002 digs, 220 aces, and 850 assists. You heard the starting lineups. Real quick, Haley, what are some of the keys to the game here before we get going?
So looking at this matchup for Kirtland, you have to stay mentally strong. Although this is a David versus Goliath matchup, they have to come out and they just have to play strong and they have to play together. Anything can happen on any given day. They have to be aggressive on the service line. They have to get Independence out of system, having Avila not take that second ball, but perhaps maybe their libero step up. And the last thing, they have to spread the attack. Independence has 112 blocks on the season, and that's going to be a huge matchup for Kirtland as they're going to have to learn to work around that. As for the Blue Devils, for Independence, they have to start fast. They have to break Kirtland's spirit early on and block the outside. Natalie Glow, the leading kills for the Hornets, has 256. You don't want to get her started early. And lastly, you can't avoid a letdown. Independence is a very heavy favorite for this game, but it isn't necessarily played on paper.
Abby Avila starting it off for the Blue Devils. And that'll be a point for Kirtland off the kill attempt from Natalie Glow. Kirtland in their blue uniforms to our left. Independence in their white on the right. Kirtland 1-0 lead.
Glow does a good job that time around of hitting it off the blocker's hands, going high hands.
Independence trying to set up their offense. They go right in the middle, knocked over. Good save by Macy McNamara.
A good decision that time around by Glow, and that's what she needs to do. She needs to mix up her shots a little bit. Throw it deep in the corner, you know, slam it home like she's able to, but mix up the tip too. Spread open her opportunities here.
Kirtland up 2-0. Golem with the serve.
That pass is a little bit off, having Avila run to it, but that's a kill nevertheless for Grace Smotek.
She found the back corner right in front of the line judge.
As we talk about the different shots that Glow has, Grace Smotek can do that just as well. Again, mixing up speeds, but taking different shots as well.
Smotek with the serve. Kirtland.
A huge block at the net that time around by Stepanek, and that's no surprise. She comes in leading her team with 57 blocks on the season.
Just like that, back-to-back points. Independence, Kirtland tied at 2 here in set number 1.
That pass a little bit off that time around by Georgia DeJohn. And that's Stepanek again, this time on the tip.
Finds the near sideline. And Independence, 3 straight points. They're up 3-2. Smotek working from the near side on the serve.
Gordon does a good job that time around, but Stepanek waiting for Stella DeJohn right there at the net.
Stepanek, 2 huge plays here in the early going right there at the net. Independence 4-2.
And an ace for Smotek.
5-2 Independence.
A nice 3-ball pass that time around by Golem.
We'll go far side, Procopius.
A good dig by DeJohn.
Kirtland are going to go right in the middle, but it's knocked back. Good back and forth action. And Glow will get the kill. Looked like it hit off the side of her hand.
Yeah, again, Glow has a lot of different shots that she's able to use, and if Kirtland wants to stay in this game and most importantly this set, she definitely has to throw out some different shots here. This is no surprise here for the Independence Blue Devils, as they have made it to 3 straight Final Four appearances and 2 straight state runner-up finishes. As for Kirtland, they haven't been back here since 2011.
And the attack was wide for Kirtland. Independence holds a 6-3 lead.
This is Grace Tolliver back into the front row in the middle block position.
Right there in the middle. DeJohn with a kill. Kirtland is really, instead of hitting it deep, they've really worked that front line to try to, I mean, like you said, kind of hit it short. And
yeah, absolutely, and they're keeping Independence's defense on their toes a little bit, not having them settle back on that back line.
Georgia DeJohn. Independence will look to rebound. And the point will go to Independence. Nina Lonkar was called for the 4th hit. 7-4 here early in set number 1. The Blue Devils out front so far. Callie Procopius, she'll go back to serve.
A good jump float that time around, but handled cleanly by Golem.
And that's going to be a kill for Georgia DeJohn.
And Tyler, she had a huge game against the Cardinal versus Kirtland matchup on Saturday that I had the honor of covering as well. She came up big when it mattered most, and maybe Cardinal zoned in a little bit too much on Natalie Glow and left Georgia DeJohn open. But again, if Kirtland wants to stay in this matchup, they have to have more than just one hitter in Natalie Glow.
Hammered home in the middle by Grace Tolliver. And after Kirtland had a little bit of momentum, Independence takes the point right back, 8-5. Sammy Barther will head back, sophomore, to serve for Independence. Set up far side. That is into the net. Georgia DeJohn, her angle was off. Independence will take the point, 9-5.
And although this is a big stage for the Hornets, this is a huge stage for Georgia DeJohn, just a freshman, but in this starting lineup for her and her teammates, again, wanting to show some of these Independence seniors that have such a huge record as I'm looking. Independence's seniors are 97-14 in the 4 years that they've played here. They have 3 Final Fours, 2 state runner-up finishes, and they could win 100 matches by advancing to the state final this season.
Maria Alfieri with the hit into the net, 10-5 Independence. Sets it up right in the middle for Carmesino. But the kill for Independence is going to be Grace Tolliver.
Avila's doing a good job of really spreading out her offense, and how could you not when you have a front row hitter like Tolliver and Grace Smotek? Right now Avila's in the front row, so she doesn't have that third hitter, but She then has Madison Stepanek come back into the middle front. So she's got so many weapons in the front row that she's able to use.
Knocked over by Golem. Independence will go to work. That's going to be a kill for Grace Tolliver. That's her third straight.
Tolliver's doing a good job too, not just running it out of the middle, but going behind her setter in Avila, really making Kirtland's block move around a little bit.
Independence up 12-5, their largest lead of set number 1. Sets it up for Georgia DeJohn, who comes up with a kill to stop the run.
DeJohn does a good job that time around, and you see it more when you're serving, but hitting seams. So that time around, a little bit of confusion between Smotek and McNamara on who takes that ball.
Need a long card to serve.
Smart shot that time around by Smotek as she does a roll shot.
Near side. I'm going to call Georgia DeJohn for, couldn't quite see, but either way it'll be Independence point, 13-6. Go far side.
Handled cleanly that time around by Ava Golem, but again, a huge block for the Blue Devils. And if I'm not mistaken, that's her 4th or 5th block just in this set alone.
It's Madison Stepanek and look at this, Abby Avila. Both came up there with the block in the front row.
A jump float that time around for the Blue Devils.
And the attack by Glow was too strong. Independence now in firm control, but first up, Kirtland will take a timeout. Independence leads 15-6 in the regional semifinal here on CVC TV.
Ohio Center for Orofacial and Implant Surgery diagnoses and treats facial pain and injuries, and also offers a full range of dental implants and bone grafting procedures. Look no further than the Ohio Center for Orofacial and Implant Surgery for all of your oral surgery and cosmetic surgery needs. Please visit their website at www.ohsurgery.com.
Welcome back to Barberton High School. Independence leads Kirtland 15-6 here in set number 1. Tyler Stoutsky with you, Haley Adams alongside. Kirtland came out kind of fast. I think they were up 2-0, and then Independence with, I believe it was 4 straight points, and all of a sudden it's a 9-point lead for the Blue Devils here early. Haley, what have you seen so far from the Blue Devils?
I think they're just able to capitalize a little bit more on the free ball opportunities that Kirtland's sending over. Again, they have so many weapons in the front row. And that's an ace that time around for Grace Tolliver at the service line. But again, looking at Independence, you know, this is a familiar area for them. Such a high stage for both teams. But we talked about it a little bit earlier. Kirtland has to stay mentally strong, and I think that's a good timeout taken by newcomer to kind of to stop the run that Independence was running there with.
The hit for Kirtland was out of bounds, and now it's 2 straight points out of the timeout. Independence now up 11 here in set 1. That serve from Tolliver was too strong. Kirtland will now take over. As Georgia DeJohn will be back to serve for the Hornets.
And if you're Coach Messina, you're okay with that service error by Tolliver as she went on a little bit of a run there for the Blue Devils.
That serve was deep. Point goes right back to Independence, 18-7. And that one's wide itself.
And Tyler, that's back-to-back-to-back service errors, 2 for Independence and 1 for the Hornets. Not something that you would like to see from either team right now.
18-8. So now Golem will take her turn, and she floats it over there. And a kill by Grace Smotek from the far side. Hammers it back home for the Independence point.
And if you're looking at key player matchups here, I like to look at Natalie Glow for Kirtland as she leads her team with 256 kills, and then you have Grace Smotek on the other side of the net, and she's got 240 on the season, but she has over 800 kills on her career, and a great play by both teams that time around.
Glow hits it back over at Independence. Send it back towards Kirtland. Glow blocked, and it's going to drop.
And I think on that block that time around, it's Stepanek again and Prokopius.
Stepanek, like we said earlier, she's been very active in that front line.
She's doing a great job of getting her hands above the net and really sealing at the net and pressing over top.
Glow will knock it back towards Independence side. They're going to set up their offense. They'll tip over. Go far side, Prokopius. Kept alive by DeJohn. Back and forth. Glow on the far side. It's blocked. Kept alive by Kirtland. Once again, Stepanek was in on the front line. Stepanek hits it home. Point, Independence.
And what a big point for the Blue Devils that time around. And Stepanek's doing a really good job of not only getting touches, but solo stuffs on the block, but also finding a way to get involved in the offense. She's doing a great job of really transitioning off the net.
21-8. Make it 22-8.
And that's another ace that time for Smotek. And she's got 32 aces now on the season.
Smotek looking to put Independence in the driver's seat here in set one. Right in the middle, Stepanek.
A good dig that time around by Golem.
Glow drops it over, but it's kept alive by Avila. And the attack from Sammy Barther, too strong. Point will go to the Hornets.
Although we have some faithful fans here, due to COVID, we don't have a packed crowd like we used to. You can hear Independence's crowd closest to us really looking to get that double call that time around on Katie Reynolds.
Kirtland right in the middle. That's going to be a kill for Stella DeJohn.
Somehow squeaks it past the block. She kind of powers it. A good job that time around by Stella DeJohn.
Dropped it right on the other side of the net, 22-10. And that'll be an ace for Maria Alfieri.
It's a great serve that time around. No movement on it whatsoever, almost like a little bit of a knuckleball as it dives into the floor at the last second.
Back-to-back points for the Hornets, it's 22-11.
Alfieri really causing trouble for the serve receive of the Blue Devils.
Callie Prokopius with the kill. Blue Devils, 23-11. They're knocking on the door of a set one win. That serve too strong from Macy McNamara.
That's the Blue Devils' third service error this set. And although a team can't play perfect, I think if you're Coach Messina, you want to limit some of those errors.
The only good thing for Independence is Kirtland's made probably just as many.
Absolutely.
A lot of free points on the boards so far here in set one. Sets it up for Glow.
Good dig out of the back row that time around by Smotek.
Blocked again. Point's going to go to Kirtland. Stella DeJohn with the double block action there. Two straight attacks her way.
She did a great job of having active high hands there at the middle position.
That's going to be an ace. Dropped in. Kind of a hesitation by that back line judge, but hey, it's an ace.
A little bit.
Kirtland within 9 here.
Natalie Glow now giving a little bit of trouble to the Blue Devils, and that's Prokopius who crosses the line.
Another point for Kirtland, 23-15. Kirtland with a burst of momentum.
And Tyler, too, this set might be a little bit of out of reach, but you can build from this in sets 2 and 3 and possibly fourth set.
Procopius blocked. Kirtland's going to get another point.
Stella DeJohn's doing a great job again of having high hands up at the middle position, really causing trouble now for the outside hitters. But not only that, on the right side hitter, as you just see, Callie Procopius is blocked.
Service error by Glow. Independence will now look for set point number 1, 24-16. And it'll be Procopius to serve for the set. Dropped it in. Independence will take set number 1, 25-16. Man, Kirtland with a flurry in that last couple of points. They made it interesting, but Independence takes set number 1, 25-16, and they will play from out front. Kirtland entering tonight 6 straight wins. On the other side, Independence 9 straight wins. So something's got to give for somebody to end up in the regional final on Saturday. Real quick, we'll take a look at some of the stats for set number 1. Independence led on offense by 3 kills from Grace Tolliver, 2 from Madison Stepanek, and 2 from Callie Procopius. Blue Devils also tallied 5 aces in that set, 2 by Tolliver, 2 by Smotek, and 1 by Procopius. And the defense for Independence coming from Macy McNamara, 6 digs, Grace Smotek with 3 on the Hornets side. Natalie Glow and Georgia DeJohn, 2 kills each. Glow also 2 aces and 1 dig. And Ava Golem leading the way with 2 digs in set number 1 for Kirtland. So they're looking to take some of that late momentum and move it over here into set number 2.
Vape Educate is an online course designed to be completed by middle and high school students. However, most certainly can be beneficial to anyone interested in learning more about e-cigarettes, vaping, and juuling. Schools are using Vape Educate as an educational program for teachers, parents, and other community members. Visit vapeeducate.com to learn more.
Welcome back. Barberton High School, Independence and Kirtland Division 3 regional semifinal. Tyler Stotsky with you, alongside Haley Adams. Chelsea Hare on the camera tonight, Wendy Patton on the stats, and Kathy Adams as the spotter. As we said early or late in set number 1, a lot of service errors on both sides. For Kirtland, what would you think they need to work on here in set number 2 to really kind of make this a match as we go on?
I think it starts with the pass, and it started to come around a little bit because that really started to step their block, and as we saw Stella DeJohn get hot late in that first set, I think she recorded 2 or 3 blocks there within the last 5 points. But if you're the Blue Devils, you had 3 or 4 service errors, but you also were able to record 5 aces. So I think they have to stay tough behind the service line and cause Kirtland to get out of system early.
Independence leads 1-0 here. Set number 2 about to begin. The officials getting the lineup set on both sides. It'll be Kirtland's serve to start set number 2. Ava Golem will start for Kirtland here in set number 2. Sets it up near side, and that's going to be a kill for Grace Smotek. She just found the line.
Yeah, she does a great job of hitting cross court, and she does that as she just sneaks it inside that line.
And she was on the near sideline, and she found the exact spot on the opposite sideline. 1-0 Independence.
Smotek does a good job of really getting her shoulders around the ball so she has a good angle on her attack.
They're going to go right in the middle to Stepanek, knocked back over. It'll drop out of bounds. Independence with the first 2 points here in set number 2. That's the exact spot that Kirtland was in as we started the match.
And Tyler, one set that we don't have on paper is the blocks, and we saw that was a huge thing for Independence. I want to say midway through, as Stepanek really did a good job, and she does a great job that time around of not just getting touches on the ball, but solo blocks.
She's been very key in the middle there. That's a block by Stella DeJohn there. And Independence, after the block party that was going on at the net, they will win that point. And they'll go up 3-0.
I think a key factor for Independence if they want to get back to the States is really starting strong. You know, they kind of had a slow start in that first set. So if they want to get back to the States, they really have to make sure they come out firing on all cylinders, as they have all the weapons to do so.
Grace Smotek with the kill. She put it right in the middle of the floor.
Yeah, in those first 2 kills we saw her get, she hits cross court and swings hard. That time around, she plays very smart and gets a roll shot to go down.
4-0 Independence here. That service will go deep. That'll put Kirtland on the board, 4-1. Alfieri, Nita Lonkar subs in for the Hornets. Alfieri will be the one to serve. Right in the middle, Stepanek gets a kill.
She does a good job of running that front slide, that quick ball. And maybe that's something Kirtland hasn't seen yet, is a quicker offense. And as we see, everything that Avila says is, you know, lower and it's quicker, and that is causing problems sometimes for the Hornets.
5-1 Independence. So go right in the middle, Glow. Too strong. It's Independence with a 5-point lead here early on. Smotek serving from the near corner.
A little bit of a top spin that time around.
Lonkar's hit into the net. It's Independence, they're up 6 now. Definitely can't let Independence get too far ahead.
Yeah.
Even though they made an attempt late in set 1. Right in the middle, DeJohn. And it'll be a point for the Hornets. Someone was called in the net.
I'm not sure if they called Barther in there or Stepanek, but I actually thought that the ball might have trickled off the net that time around.
Stepanek right in the middle. Point's gonna go to Kirtland.
Tyler, another controversial call is I actually thought Stella DeJohn got that block off of Stepanek, but the upper official saying that was her 4th hit.
It's definitely a close one.
Yeah.
And that's gonna go too far. And Kirtland, they've racked up some points, and now they're only down 3.
A good pass that time around by McNamara as she handles Glow's float serve.
Knocked back over Independence.
You're the Blue Devils. You have to use this free ball opportunity, and it's Prokopius that goes long that time around on the swing.
Just like that, it's a 2-point game here in set number 2. Kirtland definitely showing the fight. Near side. And that'll be a kill for Sammy Barther.
And that's an assist that time around for Grace Smotek, as she does a good job of setting up her outside hitter.
Just in front of the Kirtland back line, 8-5 Independence.
And Tyler, I think if you're the Blue Devils too, you can't let Kirtland have any small window of opportunity, because they're gonna knock on it. And as we saw late in that first set, they won't give up until that last point, excuse me.
Not at all. That hit from Lonkar is deep. Independence now starting to create some space.
Checking for the Hornets, number 33, Nora
Nora
Withrow.
Withrow subs in for the Hornets. McNamara with the serve. Near side blocked. That'll be a kill for Georgia DeJohn.
A good job that time recognizing that there's a hole in the block, causing Tolliver to have to close it late, and you see her tool it off the middle blocker's hands.
9-6. Independence leads.
Independence struggling a little bit from the service line, as we saw actually as a key to one of the key to the games was for Kirtland to be aggressive at the service line, and they've done a good job of that.
Sammy Barther with the kill. Copius back to serve for the Blue Devils. Near side. And set it up for Glow on the far side on Kirtland's end.
Wow. Not sure what the upper official saw that time around. But we'll have a replay on this last point.
Copius goes back to the line, still 10-6.
A good serve that time around by Procopius.
Sets it up for DeJohn. And it's gonna drop. That'll be a point for Kirtland.
And perhaps something that Coach Newcomer talked about after that first set was actually using Independence's block, and we've seen that the last couple of kills that they've recorded is it's being tooled off the block. So obviously Independence's block is a little bit bigger than what Kirtland's is, but Coach Newcomer telling the girls really to use the block and score off of it.
That's going to be a kill for Georgia DeJohn. And all of a sudden, Kirtland is knocking on the door. Independence takes the point right back.
And maybe, too, this is something Coach Messina talked to Avila after that first set, is using her a little bit more on the offensive end. When she's in the front row, she can not only jump, but she can really go on, too, and that's what we just saw her do, is she gets a setter's dump to go down.
Sets it up for DeJohn. Hammers it home. Kill Kirtland. Substitution coming for the Blue Devils. Sadie Habib subs in for Barther. Georgia DeJohn will serve for the Hornets. Sets it up for Glow. Kept alive. And Smotek drops it in the back corner.
I'm not sure who gets that dig recorded, if that's McNamara or if that's Sadie Habib. But if that's Habib coming off the bench and able to pick up a huge dig like that, should give the Blue Devils a little bit of confidence.
12-9 Independence. Go far side to Glow. Knocked around, kept alive.
A good touch that time around, not only off of the block, but off of Smotek as well.
They're going to call a raise on Independence. Kirtland will take the point.
I don't know if maybe that ball got a little bit behind Smotek a little bit, causing her to lift it.
Golan to serve for the Hornets. Stepanek is going to get the kill. That was out of her reach.
Yeah.
She got a fingertip on it and dropped it on the other side of the net.
Stepanek does a good job of coming back to her setter in Avila. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication between what play they were exactly running there, but Stepanek does a good job of coming back to the ball, and that's a beautiful set. by Katie Reynolds.
And it's going to be a block for Stepanek and Prokopius. Timeout called by Kirtland. Independence leads 14-10 here in set number 2 here on CBC TV.
This halftime breakdown is sponsored by Capwell Financial Advisors Northwestern Mutual. Capwell Financial Advisors strives to increase capital wellness through clear, comprehensive financial planning. They start by articulating a vivid vision for your financial security, then take quality financial actions to align your money with what matters to you the most. To put your vision into action, contact them today at capwell.nm.com.
Welcome back, Barberton High School. Tyler Statsky, Haley Adams here on CBC TV. Brought to you by the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. 14-10 Independence leads. Here's set number 2. Independence ahead 1-0. As it'll be Independence serve coming out of the timeout. Abby Avila, she'll be back to serve with her team up 4. That was a flow to the back line. Golem wasn't sure if she should hit it or not. It goes off her. It'll go down as an ace.
A little bit of a miscommunication error, too, I think you can also say for DeJohn, and then also the left back there for the Hornets, is they're not really telling Golem if that ball's going to stay in or not. So late decision made that time around by Golem.
Glow right in the middle. Her attack was too low. Back-to-back points out of the timeout gives Independence a 6-point advantage, 16-10. Glow tried to drop it in, and she will get the kill.
Glow's doing a good job of really mixing up her speeds, and part of the reason why Independence was able to go on that run there for a while was Glow was in the back row and Kirtland wasn't able to use her on the offensive end in the front row. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen here now that Glow's back in the front row.
Copious, her attack was too strong. Point will go to the Hornets. Alfieri.
Looking at the coaches down here for Independence on the sideline, as you see a little bit of frustration that time around from Prokopius, but you can see that her coaches are telling her that she kind of got behind that ball a little bit, having to hit it with the heel of her hand.
And the kill by Smotek.
That was a great dig that time around by the Hornets, but a little bit of miscommunication between Nora Withrow and Stella DeJohn on who's taking that ball.
17-12 Independence. Right in the middle, it's going to be a kill for Stella DeJohn. Back line was open. Hornets take the point. Good dig there by the Hornets.
Glow doing a good job of recognizing Avila there as an offensive player.
Set it up for DeJohn. McNamara with the dig on Independence side.
A great job of Barther to really keep control of her body as she contorted herself so she didn't get in the net that time around.
Back and forth, DeJohn. Dug out again by McNamara. Stepanek's gonna get the kill. She put it right there in the back line.
Stepanek does a good job of recognizing, back and forth, both teams are hitting heavy, and she changes up speed a little bit with the tip shot.
18-13 Independence. McNamara back to serve.
Top spin that time around for McNamara.
Stella DeJohn didn't really have an angle on that one.
Right. I think, too, if you're a coach, maybe you want to see her just free ball that over a little bit. to keep the ball in play, maybe get their block involved.
John knocked around. Independence looking to set up their offense.
Avila does a good job of really tracking that ball down as she was really in the right front position and had to sprint all the way by her outside hitter.
Timeout called once again by Kirtland. Independence starting to pull away 20-13 here in set number 2 here on CBC TV.
Ohio Center for Oral Facial and Implant Surgery diagnoses and treats facial pain and injuries, and also offers a full range of dental implants and bone grafting procedures. Look no further than the Ohio Center for Oral Facial and Implant Surgery for all of your oral surgery and cosmetic surgery needs. Please visit their website at www.ohsurgery.com.
Welcome back, Barberton High School. Tyler Stoutsky, Haley Adams with you. Independence and Kirtland Division III Regional Semifinal. The winner of this match will play the winner of tonight's second game between Smithville and Crestview. That regional final will take place on Saturday, 2 o'clock for a spot in the state tournament. Independence looking to head back there for, could be the 4th time in the last 4 years. 20-13 they lead, and they'll have the serve.
Tyler, looking at both rosters too, Kirtland doesn't graduate anybody, so they're returning their entire, not only starting roster, but their entire roster for next season. And as for the Blue Devils, they're graduating Grace Smotek and Madison Stepanek, 2 huge roles to fill, but they have such depth in that junior class, and I'm sure both teams will be making it pretty far next year.
Definitely, regardless of where Kirtland goes this year, a lot to build on is, like you said, everybody's coming back for Arlena Newcomer. And that's going to be a kill for Georgia DeJohn. She hits it past McNamara on the near side. Independence, they're up 5.
If you're Independence, you want to side out of this rotation very quickly to not let the Hornets again have a small window of opportunity.
DeJohn comes back again with a kill. Back-to-back kills.
Again, just a freshman playing probably the biggest game of her life right at the moment, but doing such a good job. You know, maybe she gets blocked the first couple times, excuse me, or, you know, hits it into the net, but she's doing a great job of, like you just said, back-to-back kills and now a block.
DeJohn and Marissa Carmesino combine on the block in the middle. Kirtland down 3.
A good job by Stella DeJohn again of getting Independence out of rotation, or excuse me, out of system.
That'll be a kill for McNamara. A little bit of miscommunication. It looked like on the Hornets as to who should have taken that ball. Independence up 4.
A great job that time around for, I believe that was Nora Withrow who gets that dump to go down, and she's seen on the other side of the net, Abby Avila doing the same thing, really using herself as an offensive weapon.
I believe Nora Withrow wasn't even looking at that side of the court. She had her eyes to the back line of Kirtland. Set up, knocked over. Independence will get another shot. Knocked back again. Drops in. Point will go to Independence.
And Tyler, if you give Independence more than one shot on the offensive end, chances are they're going to take that opportunity and they're going to run away with it.
22-18 here in set number 2. Sets it up for Glow. Near side to Smotek. Back to DeJohn on the far side. Good dig there by Golem. Glow in the back line, hammers it home. It's gonna drop.
Glow doing another great job, really, and Kirtland setters too, as they're having 2 or 3 setters come in and really give Independence a different look, but Glow's doing a good job of not just hitting from the front row, but she's able to hit from the back row as well, as we just saw that kill out of left back.
Kirtland within 3, 22-19. Independence takes the point right back.
A little bit of a statement kill that time around for the Blue Devils.
I believe that was Abby Avila. I think that 23-19. Sets it up for Glow. Blocked by Stepanek and Avila.
A good job that time around by Stepanek to really cut any momentum that Kirtland might have had to make a run at this second set.
Independence looking for the second set win. Glow drops it over. Hit back out of bounds. Can Kirtland start to rally some points together like they did in set 1?
I'm a little surprised that time around, Tyler, that Independence's defense didn't have time to react, as Glow had her hand up quite a long time, representing that she was going to tip.
24-20. Smotek kill. Independence takes set 2.
Independence,
25-20. Your final score here in set number 2, Independence. They'll take a 2-0 lead. So we'll have set number 3 coming up in just a little bit here on CVC TV.
Vape Educate is an online course designed to be completed by middle and high school students. However, it most certainly can be beneficial to anyone interested in learning more about e-cigarettes, vaping, and juuling. Schools are using Vape Educate as an educational program for teachers, parents, and other community members. Visit vapeeducate.com to learn more.
Welcome back, Barberton High School. Independence and Kirtland battling in the Division III Regional Semifinal. Brought to you by the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Independence with a 25-20 win in set 2. They lead 2 sets to none. We'll take a look at some of the stats for that set, brought to you by Wendy Patton. Kirtland's offense ran through Georgia DeJohn and Natalie Glow. Georgia, 6 kills, Natalie Glow 4. So they accounted for 10 of the 11 kills that Kirtland had in that set. Their defensive efforts were kind of spread out. Ava Golem and Natalie Glow 4 digs apiece. Georgia DeJohn 3 digs. And Maria Alfieri with 1 dig. Independence. Grace Smotek 6 kills. Madison Stepanek 3. Sammy Barther 4 kills. Grace Tolliver had 2 in that set. Callie Procopius, 4 digs. Macy McNamara also had 4 digs in that set. Abby Avila, Sammy Barther, Grace Smotek all had 2 digs. And Avila had the only ace for the Blue Devils in that set. As Independence could be 1 set away from the regional final here on Saturday. But of what we've seen in the first 2 sets, Kirtland's not gonna go away lightly. As really in both sets, they showed a spurt of momentum that really kind of, especially in set number 2, it threw Independence off a lot.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm a little surprised too by Avila, and maybe that also comes with a little bit of serve-receive. She hasn't gotten her middles involved much. I know you recorded a couple kills for Stepanek and Tolliver, but going back a few weeks ago when I watched them face Trinity, everybody was getting involved in the offense. And again, that kind of starts with serve-receive, and Kirtland's done such a great job of really getting them out of system and cause problems there at the service line.
Set number 3 about to begin. Kirtland, the Independence will start with the serve here, set number 3.
Tyler, if you're Coach Newcomer and the Hornets, I think one thing is you have to start off a little bit quicker than what you just did in that second set. Not only that, limit the errors that are on your side. We saw at crucial moments maybe a hit that was in the net or a service error, something like that, so they really have to take care of the ball on their side.
Well, Natalie Glow started that set off with a kill. That'll be a kill. I believe that was Grace Smotek on that far side.
Smotek has gotten a couple kills behind her setter in Avila on that right side, doing a great job. A little laugh here as Georgia DeJohn really moved out of the way, but if she would have stuck her hands up, she might have been able to dig that as she was right on the line that Smotek blasted it by.
Panic knocks it near side as they're going to set it up to Glow on the far side. Kept alive. I'm going to go back to Glow again. Her attack was into the net. Independence takes the point.
Looked a little bit too, Tyler, that time around. Her timing might have been off on her approach.
And also didn't look like her angle was very good either.
Yeah.
2-1 Independence. Smotek to serve. And Glow's hit lands at the feet of Independence head coach Tony Messina.
If you're Coach Newcomer too, you're telling Natalie Glow not to get frustrated with herself, as we mentioned before, her and Georgia DeJohn both led their team in that second set that time around. So she really has to stay upbeat and stay positive.
That attack was blocked in the middle by who else? Madison Stepanek.
Madison Stepanek, I'm assuming, and I'm throwing a wild guess out there, maybe 6 or 7 blocks on this match.
And probably 3 or 4 of them solo too.
Absolutely.
4-1 Independence.
A little bit of miscommunication that time around with Katie Reynolds and Ava Golem as to who takes that second ball. And normally too, speaking volleyball IQ, it's your libero that steps up and takes that second ball if your setter is taken out of the rotation.
Speaking of the second ball, that was a double touch on Macy McNamara. Point will go to the Hornets. Go far side to Glow. He lost the ball for a second in the ceiling.
Glow does a good job of tracking that ball back down, but again, it's Stepanek that gets the kill.
5-2 Independence. McNamara back to serve for the Blue Devils.
Looking at this Independence roster, if you were to ask me who's my player of the game, I have to look at Madison Stepanek. Again, what she's doing on the defensive end, but she's also able to put the ball away when her team needs it most on the offensive end, whether it's a slide in front and it's a laser down the line, or if it's a tip shot or a roll shot. She's doing a good job of really mixing up her shots and keeping Kirtland on their toes.
Kirtland right there in the middle. Gonna go to Barther, but it's kept alive on a block. Barther goes again. Dug out by Glow. And the hit by Withrow was on the wrong side of the pole. Independence will take the point, 6-3 here in set 3.
A 2-ball pass this time around by Glow, and if you're the Blue Devils, you really want to use this opportunity to put the ball away.
Ball will drop on Kirtland's side as Alfieri timing seemed to be off on that third hit. Point Independence, 7-3. Coprius to serve.
That's a good 3-ball pass that time around by Golem, and as I'm speaking 2-ball or 3-ball pass, it's really where the ball gets passed to their setter. If it's a 3-ball pass, their setter's able to set up all 3 hitters in the front row. If it's a 2-ball pass, just, you're outside or possibly out of the left back.
Called Withrow in the net. Point Independence, 8-3.
A good jump float again by Procopius as she adds to her ace total on the season.
This Coach Newcomer was thinking about it, and she does call a timeout. Her first of the set. Independence leads 9-3 in set 3 as the Blue Devils looking to dispatch the Hornets here in the regional semifinal.
Vape Educate is an online course designed to be completed by middle and high school students. However, it most certainly can be beneficial to anyone interested in learning more about e-cigarettes, vaping, and juuling. Schools are using Vape Educate as an educational program for teachers, parents, and other community members. Visit vapeeducate.com to learn more.
Welcome back, Barberton High School. For tonight's regional semifinal between the Independence Blue Devils, Kirtland Hornets. On CVC TV, brought to you by the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Tyler Stotsky, Haley Adams with you. Independence 9-3. After the Kirtland timeout, as they are looking to take a 3-set win to the regional final on Saturday.
And looking at the Blue Devils stat line for this season, they have 7 straight 20-win seasons, and they are on a 9-game winning streak.
Barther with the kill. That'll put the Blue Devils up 7, their largest lead here in the 3rd set.
I'm hoping too, Tyler, that gives Sammy Barther a little bit of confidence. As she struggled a little bit on the outside, but I'm hoping that maybe will be a statement kill for her to really get back on track and give her a little bit of confidence as they look to move forward here in the state tournament.
Back-to-back digs by Glow. As Independence now looking to get going. That ball's going to be blocked by Stella DeJohn.
We haven't called her name in a while either, Tyler, especially on that defensive end. In that second set late, she was really using her hands at the top of the net, not only getting touches, but solo blocks as well.
And a aggressive kill by Grace Tolliver.
That's a statement kill. Telling her teammates, let's go. We've, come a long ways here, and we're letting Kirtland hang around a little bit too long. Let's go ahead and make this a statement win right now.
11-4 Independence. Sets it up for DeJohn. Tolliver tried to just drop it over the net. Couldn't get it over.
That ball had a little bit of hang time, as I wasn't expecting it to hit the top of the net, but Tolliver's been pretty solid here in the middle. I know we haven't called her name much, but again, just like Madison Stepanek, providing points for her team when they need it most.
Abby Avila drops it on the far side, inside the line. Sadie Habib in for Independence. Tessa Gordon in for the Hornets. 12-5 Independence.
Looking back at set 2, when Sadie Habib came back into the back row, she really came up with a huge and crucial dig, one-handed stab, I might say. So I'm excited to see what she can maybe provide for a spark for her team.
Kirtland gets the point on a Georgia DeJohn kill. 12-6.
One of the line judges looking to adjust the antenna.
So after she just had the kill in the last play, Georgia DeJohn will be back to serve once again.
3-ball pass that time around by Sadie Habib. And what a beautiful kill by Madison Stepanek as she runs the front slide in front of her setter, Abby Avila.
There is nobody there on that kill. 13-6. Got the line. Stepanek and Procopius on that front line. Stepanek turned around and goes, I don't know if I was supposed to hit that.
Again, Madison Stepanik's doing such a great job of having active hands in the front row. Again, providing a spark when her team needs it most.
Blocked again by Stepanik and Prokopius.
Talk about the hang time too for Stepanik is really, I mean, as she was coming down, she got that block. And again, not just touches, Tyler, but she was getting solo stuffs.
Sets it up for Carmesino to put it over on the Blue Devils side. And Grace Smotek hammers it home.
And if you're the Hornets too, you can't give Independence too many free balls, as we saw that right there. Smotek handles that so cleanly and gets a kill for her team.
Kirtland's gonna take their second timeout of the set. Independence with their largest lead of set number 3, 16-6. So they're looking on their way for a set 3 win.
Ohio Center for Orofacial and Implant Surgery diagnoses and treats facial pain and injuries, and also offers a full range of dental implants and bone grafting procedures. Look no further than the Ohio Center for Orofacial and Implant Surgery for all of your oral surgery and cosmetic surgery needs. Please visit their website at www.ohsurgery.com.
16-6 Independence with a lead here in set 3 as they're looking to sweep the match over the Kirtland Hornets. Tyler Stotsky alongside Haley Adams. Chelsea Hare on the camera, Wendy Patton on the stats, and Kathy Adams as the spotter. It's Independence, their largest lead of set 3. Ball kept alive. Knocked back over, back and forth. The point will go to Independence. So really, the Stepanik kill kind of set that up because threw Kirtland off.
Substitution Hornet, number 99, Katie Reynolds.
Katie Reynolds subs in for the Hornets.
Who else, Tyler? Who else?
Madison Stepanik on the block.
And as we look back at set number 1, maybe she recorded 1 or 2 blocks, but it was really late in that second set, and now this third set that she's been able to set the tone there in that middle position.
Really been a key part. And Prokopius beats the Kirtland block for a kill, and it's a 13-point advantage.
Yeah, I think Natalie Glow was just a little bit late there on the block, and Prokopius uses it to her advantage and tools it off the top of her hand.
Serve from Abby Avila. Too strong. That'll give Kirtland a point, 19-7.
We see Ella Suvek come back in the front row for the Blue Devils.
Set it up for Smotek. Almost rocketed back. Point's gonna go to Independence, and the kill for Madison Stepanik.
And Tyler, what a great job she's been that staple for the Blue Devils, but we wouldn't expect anything else as she's that senior leadership. You know, she's been in this position before. We wonder how much them being here, how much of an advantage is that compared to Kirtland's first appearance since 2011?
Ball floated on the net for a while there. Blocked by Glow and DeJohn.
A good job of really holding that outside position in Natalie Glow, and Stella DeJohn does a good job of closing that block, but a tough position for Suvak as she just comes in off the bench and off the sideline. You wonder how much, you know, sitting around really plays a factor in a player that comes off the bench.
Independence looking to set up their offense. Nina Lonkar curved that ball inside the antenna and drops it for a Hornet kill.
Yeah, and Lonkar really had the Blue Devils confused as we all saw it on their faces of who was really supposed to take that ball.
That's going to be an ace for Maria Alfieri. The ball kind of floated up there and it got a deflection off one of the Blue Devils. It's 20-10.
Alfieri will tally that on to her ace count. Good job by Smotek to hustle and track that ball down.
They're going to set it up for Sammy Barther, who hammers it home.
And again, the nice thing that we have with the limited crowd, we're able to hear, you know, what the players are saying on the court. And that time around, Grace Motek telling her outside hitter and Sammy Barther that the line is wide open, and Barther takes advantage of that and records a kill.
21-10 Independence. Macy McNamara on to serve. She comes back and saves that one. Ella Suvak is going to get the kill.
Suvak does a good job of, again, using the blocker as DeJohn's just a little bit late of closing that block, and she gets it between DeJohn and I think it was also her, I'm assuming sister, maybe cousin Georgia DeJohn.
That'll be knocked over, kept alive, set up. Barther finds the line and drops it for a kill.
Although Sammy Barther gets the kill recorded, Abby Avila does a great job of really hustling down and tracking that ball to make sure she gets her feet set underneath her and gets her hands high for that set.
23-10 Independence. Just a few points away from a regional final appearance on Saturday. Set up for Glow. Too wide. Independence will serve to try to close out this match. It'll be the junior McNamara. Sets it up for Glow, knocks it over.
Glow does a good job of getting her body around to send that ball over.
Ariana Maloney, her attack was into the net. Kirtland takes the point, 24-11. Right there in the middle, drops it over. Independence takes this one. It's Grace Tolliver that'll seal it. 25-11. That will end it. Independence will move on to the regional final Saturday afternoon here in Barberton, 2 o'clock start. They will play the winner of Smithville and Crestview. Coming up, that match will be next here from Barberton. Independence improves to 23-3. Kirtland's season ends at 17-7. Haley Adams will have a post-game interview coming up here momentarily. Both head coaches talking with their teams. Kirtland, for a young squad, they definitely came out and they gave Independence a run. And it ends up, first and second set, Kirtland really pushed Independence to the limit. Right when it seemed like Independence was about to pounce and really kind of take the set, Kirtland, they hung around. They forced Independence to work. And with that, they will move up into the regional final on Saturday. This looks like getting set for the interview. Haley Adams is standing by on the court with senior Madison Stepanek.
First and foremost, huge game for you there in the middle position. Your blocks, your kills. How exciting to step up in the regional finals and move forward.
It was really exciting just to step up and just to be here, to make it here was super exciting for our team. So I'm really glad we came out and won.
So your team played pretty well for the most part. What was the key for this matchup?
I think talking, definitely communication was key. They have really strong outside, so I think that definitely was crucial. Yeah.
How much does it help that you girls have been here before in this position?
I think it definitely helps because we're more comfortable. Like, we know the atmosphere of this gym. So it was just, I don't know, it was just familiar to us, I guess. It would be the best way I would put it.
And one last question. How do you girls approach the next match, either versus Crestview or Smithville?
I think we just go in, we play our game, play how we know we can, talk it up, communicate, like, just do our thing.
Back to you, Tyler.
Thank you, Haley and Madison. Madison Stepanek, who came up really big for the Blue Devils today. So we'll take a look at some of the stats that were tallied by Wendy Patton. Independence, led by Grace Smotek and Madison Stepanek, who had 9 kills each for the match. Sammy Barther had 7 kills, 4 digs. Grace Tolliver also added 7 kills. Callie Procopius, 3 kills. Abby Avila, 2. On the defensive side, Macy McNamara, a game-high 20 digs for the Blue Devils. Grace Smotek added 8 digs, along with 2 aces. Procopius had 2 digs in the third set, 6 overall for the match, as well as adding an ace. She had a pair of aces for the match. Actually, with McNamara, she had 20 digs total for the match. She had 10 of them in that last set. And then Sammy Barther ended the night with 4 digs for Kirtland. We had 1 ace in that third set. That was Maria Alfieri. She ended up with 2 for the match, along with Natalie Glow. The offense for Kirtland ran through Georgia DeJohn, the freshman, 9 kills overall in the match, 1 in set number 3, along with 5 digs on the night. Natalie Glow, 7 kills, 1 in the third set, and 9 digs as well for the sophomore. Ava Golem ended the night with 6 digs. Neil Longcard, 2 kills for the night, along with Stella DeJohn. Tessa Gordon, 2 digs, and Alfieri had 3 digs for the Hornets. As Independence now will move on to the regional final. Haley, Kirtland, they pushed Independence, but Independence, obviously, the experience and the depth really kind of showed. Your kind of final thoughts as we kind of wrap this one up.
I think experience is the one word and really sums up this matchup. You know, Independence has been here now for 4 straight years. This is something new for Kirtland, and again, we talked a little bit about that roster, no seniors. We look at Independence's roster. You have a senior in Grace Smotek and a senior in Madison Stepanek, and when the time was needed, those 2 really came up and gave points for their team when they needed it most. As for Kirtland, nothing to hang their heads about at all for this season. Ended in first place against Cardinal, or first place in the CVC, wins over Cardinal and Burton both. And I think you can just grow from that, and you can really use that for next season.
Well, and like you said, head coach Orlando Newcomer, she's got everybody back next year, so it'll be a definitely a year to grow on. They finished the year 17-7. Independence with their 23rd win of the year and their 10th straight win overall. They'll be in the regional final coming up Saturday. They'll face the winner of Smithville and Crestview. That'll be 2 o'clock here on Saturday. But Independence with a 3-set victory, 25-16 in set number 1, 25-20 in set 2, and 25-11 in set 3. Want to give some shout outs before we are done here today. Chelsea Hare on the camera, Wendy Patton on the stats, Kathy Adams on the spotter, Steve Hare on the production. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you by the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. But that'll do it, 3-0. Independence a winner tonight here at Barberton. For Haley Adams, I'm Tower Shots saying so long from Barberton.